Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So we've just gotten past Hurricane Harvey in Texas, and already we are being hit with another superstorm. Look, you heard me get not necessarily animated about the climate change thing. But yeah, we need to talk about the climate change thing. Our planet is warming. There's a direct correlation between a warming planet and the intensity of hurricanes. We've been hit by two megastorms. This megastorm that we've getting hit by, Irma. Oh, isn't she nice? Irma is a Category 5 storm. It's destroying homes and threatening lives in Leeward Islands with 185 mile per hour winds and 11-foot coastal surges. This is the biggest hurricane ever measured in the mid-Atlantic. One country after the next, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, all of those countries, including Florida, is going to be hit by it and devastated by it. It's hard for me to get across this thing where scientists are saying, this is, how can I say it? It's almost like the routine position. Like, it's hard to get that across. The main basic routine position. It's not the position of kooks and maniacs and people with tinfoil hats. Run-of-the-mill, hardcore scientists. Their main position is, we are on an apocalyptic course. Think about that. That is a terrifying reality. If we continue to do the things that we've always done, we are on an apocalyptic course. The guys who build our cars, build our jets, build our bombs, build our ships, who explain our physical matter reality. And again, this is not some kind of new agey thing. This is physical matter reality. We trust these guys to understand these principles in all these other capacities. But in this one particular capacity, they're telling us something, that what we're doing is destroying our, I would say, our habitable zone. It's destroying the planet to the degree that we can live as human beings comfortably. It's not so much that we're doing it. Part and parcel to the thing that burns me is the reason we're doing it. Cash. The reason we're doing it is cash. How much money is made by oil and gas? Oil, gas, coal. They've made trillions. Now, those trillions of dollars have gone into the hands of a very few people. At the same token, all of us are dealing with the consequences of their actions. Meaning, the consequences of their actions is, again, just from a mainline scientist position, apocalyptic. 1%. 1% of the people out of entire population getting extraordinarily wealthy, while the remaining population deals with the damage of their actions. There's another factor to this: animal agriculture. Animal agriculture is just as responsible for climate change as oil and gas. That one burns to all of us. That's all of us. Look, I'm not a vegetarian. At one point, I got to the point of laying off of pretty much everything with the exception of like fish and turkey. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. But I'm just making this point that our lifestyle is causing this. Us. Yes, oil and gas, I understand that. And there is a profit motive built into that. There's also a profit motive built into animal agriculture. We use these products, and we're at the point where we're somewhat addicted to these products because, hey, I have to get to work. You have to get that kid to school. But there are other technologies that can be used. We're on oil, gas, coal. We're on all of these things because these things make people a huge amount of money. That amount of money goes into the hands of a very few people. Renewables is what we should be focused on. Understand the world is at stake. And the conversation that comes up is often over dollars. A green energy revolution will create jobs and try to stem the tide in this way. That's a win-win solution to me. Like, I don't understand the argument against it, if I'm being honest. Whether you believe in climate change or not, it's besides the point. Do you want more jobs in the country? That's a yes or no. Now, I just want to make this very particular point, though. Lefties, for the most part, believe in this idea of science. You're going to even have some right-wingers who actually believe in the science. Of those people that believe in the science, you understand that cash is not a real thing. You're in a game space. That game space is not real. This is a pure act of conception. It's one of those things of, I agreed to this, and because I agreed to this, this exists. Certainly, that's not worth the planet. Like, is that belief system that strong that even though this unreal thing of cash, is that really enough of a reason to not do something to stave off what scientists are saying is somewhat apocalyptic? I'll leave it at that, man. It's just, there's no situation where you can say, okay, that superstorm is caused by climate change. Like, climate change right there. That's it. It's not that way. The point is the intensity of these things get worse. You have some places that get drier, some other places that get wetter. You're screwing around with the earth. That's problematic, man. That's all I'm saying. What's more important? An unreal thing of cash going to the hands of 1% of the population, or actually doing something to deal with the earth's issues or the things that we ourselves are causing? Cash is not real. There's no reason to not act. A green energy revolution is the thing where you want to go. And the reason why I say that is, you can make a case that we're already screwed. So bake that part into the cake. That's fair enough. But doing nothing, that's even worse. Doing nothing is worse. I'll leave it at that. Every time stories like this come up, I beat this drum because I kind of make this point of the mainstream media doesn't deal with it. These guys act like science is mainstream. Science, for the most part, is the high priest of our times. It's mainstream. Mainstream media doesn't really touch the subject with the severity that it would demand of somebody who's... Let me put it this way. If there was an asteroid that was going to hit the planet in 50 years, do you think media would talk about it? If it was going to hit in 30 years, do you think mainstream media would talk about it? I think it would be a big fucking deal. There's an asteroid that's going to hit the goddamn planet. Kiss your babies and your mama. We're screwed. That's not what takes place. It barely registers, even though, again, it's a mainstream thought that climate change is real. It's fascinating to me. It's like, yes, we know scientists are telling us about this, but I may not be alive during that time, and that's 75 years off. Yeah, you understand, 75 years is not that long, and if you have a kid, if you have a grandkid, they're going to be affected by it. I would argue we ourselves are being affected by it. These superstorms, these things are going to get worse. They're going to get worse based on our behaviors. Be aware. My wife would usually say, like, well, what do you expect me to do about it? And that's a fair point. And just a quick detour on this. That's a fair point. I always tell her when she's like, okay, I'm going to recycle. And my thought is always, yeah, that's not our issue. Our issue is not the small scale recycling or... No, that's putting it on the person as if that individual has something that they themselves can do in this tangible way to address the issue. It makes me feel better. I'm doing something about climate change. No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not. I understand the recycling thing. I know it makes you feel better. I know it's like, I'm getting something done. Goddamn it, I'm green and I'm fighting for the earth. Throwing my can into this bin. It's not enough. It's not enough. And that's not me chastising or anything like that. All of us, to some degree, are guilty of fucking over the planet in this way, based on our choices. Somebody wants the hamburger from McDonald's is awesome. These trade deals that allowing things to be piped from overseas as if there's no environmental toll for it. A basic way of commerce. Yes, companies could behave in a different way. Yes, the government can try to influence things, to push things in a green direction. Like I said, a green energy revolution. Those things are true. But I'd argue that the only way you're really ever going to get anything done for climate change is through governmental action. Recycling is not going to do it. Companies are not themselves going to make themselves unprofitable. This game space doesn't act as if the real game space is even there. Anybody in their right mind would do things to try to save themselves. These guys don't. They care more about the cash. Governmental action, large-scale governmental action, is going to be the only thing that does anything. Or the only thing that has a chance of doing it. Your recycling bins are nice. Those recycling bins makes you feel better. But no, they're not stopping it. That sounds morbid, and I'm sorry. It sounds extremely morbid. It's just a big fucking deal, man. And it seems like media is not making a big fucking deal about it. So, I'll leave it at that. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, write, subscribe, and of course, you can always support the work through Patreon. Thank you.